Whether it's family, friends, customers, associates, or even you, cancer affects all of us. And over the last 2 years, AutoNation has made a commitment to fight this dreaded disease. To help us, we'd like to introduce some of our associates to tell their stories. Hopefully these stories will inspire all of us to do more in the fight against cancer.
Cancer has basically affected me in regards to the fact that both of my daughters have breast cancer. It makes me emotional now because I know what they had to go through. And it was a sad day for both. But yet they're survivors, and I knew that they would do well.
Cancer has affected my family. My 12-year-old son was diagnosed with posterior fossa brainstem ependymoma on September 3rd, 2013.
Cancer, it's really kind of followed the women's side on my dad's side. For me, that's really become very important because of the fact that I have a daughter now, the only daughter on both sides of my wife's and my family. She's obviously at a high risk for it. And to think that I could lose her to something like this, I look at her and I worry, I think sometimes about that.
I wasn't feeling good, I was under the weather, thought I had a cold, went to a doctor. They said, oh, you have bronchitis, sent me home. A couple weeks later, my throat swelled up. I went to emergency room. They did a biopsy. I found out I had lymphoma at 12 years old. I had stage 4 lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's.
You don't think that you're going to get cancer, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. I had a B-cell lymphoma Burkitt. It's a fast-growing cell that grew from probably about the size of a nickel when I found it to about the size a little bit bigger of a baseball within 3-4 weeks.
My story really started with my father, who had breast cancer, which is rare in a male. And then in 2003, I was diagnosed with breast cancer after a routine mammogram.
In the summer of 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and shortly thereafter had a double mastectomy. When Mike was out of town, my best friend, she would take me to my doctor's appointments. She would bring me food. She would just be there to have a conversation to get me through this tough time. And the other person, of course, is Mike, my husband, he was the first person when I opened my eyes in recovery, and he told me I was beautiful and that I was the bravest person that he had ever met.
Breast cancer and the treatments just wear you out, and it's a struggle sometimes to just go to work each day or to take care of your home. So it's an everyday battle, and it's going to be a battle that we have to continue to face every day. My youngest daughter is an 8-year survivor, and my oldest daughter has just recently finished her chemo and radiation treatment.
Doctor said, don't get your hopes up. You don't have a great chance of having kids because a lot of the chemo has side effects and stuff. Now I have 3 beautiful daughters. I have a 12-year-old Kaylin, 10-year-old Kathleen, and a 7-year-old Kate, who are my inspiration in my world,
I've received a lot of support from my coworkers. Some of them were willing to give up vacation time for me. The managers kept my job. They were just all thrilled to have me back and stuff, so it was great.
I feel like cancer has touched us all, either by family member or friends. It's gonna touch you some point in your life to get involved now.
By supporting the fight for cancer, you're basically allowing them a voice and letting them know that it's okay to cry, to be angry, to be frustrated, but they're not alone.
Finding a cure means we need to all declare war on cancer.
We need to find a cure. We need to all put together all of our resources. It's great to be part of a company like AutoNation who puts cancer research at the top of their priorities.
They have a ton of dealerships, they have a lot of brand recognition, and that brand recognition can help support the research because we have a big brand behind something. people start to follow.
I explained to my daughters what AutoNations is going to be doing, and they thought it was the best thing that they had heard in a long time. So the fact that they saw that their mom was working for a company that was going to great lengths to promote the cancer foundations and stuff really made them very happy.
It's a family organization that really comes through.
Put out the word and continue the support.
It's time to drive pink.
It's time to drive pink.
It's time to drive pink.
I'm proud and honored to be next to this incredible woman, and grateful that an organization like the Breast Cancer Research Foundation is doing its part to put an end to breast cancer. I ask you to join AutoNation and support our effort to drive pink coast to coast. Together we can make a difference and tackle this. Thank you.
It's time to drive pink.
It's time to drive pink.
It's time to drive